Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about producing content and slowly and steadily improving your quality of content. So I realized that I have been on the content bandwagon for quite a while now. I've produced some videos, some podcasts, articles, newsletters, and so on and so forth. And I realized how exactly the process that I follow of making such content has actually improved and refined itself automatically. So I thought might as well make a video about how I write and how I sort of tend to approach producing different kinds of content in this video. So in this video, I'd like to talk about 3 things that have helped me produce more content and have helped me specifically sift through all the information on the internet. The first thing I'd like to talk about is why we should consume information with the intent to produce more. I've realized that whenever I consume information with the intent to, say, produce a podcast or a video or even an article, I've realized it's more effective in helping me narrow down my search, making it more specific, and also helps me really hone in on the content at hand. Wherein whenever I consume information with the intent to just consume it and, say, read an article for the sake of reading it, I'm passively interested in it. And therefore I feel that consuming information and content with at least the passive pressure of producing something, be it a presentation or an article or literally anything, really helps me narrow down my search and makes it much more effective. The second thing I want to talk about is why quality often scales with quantity. Now, we're often taught in multiple contexts that we should always prioritize quality over quantity. But in my experience, I've realized that at least in the first few pieces of content that you're producing, the quantity matters much more. And that's simply because the time it takes to improve a certain aspect of the content you have produced is far more than the difference it makes in the content itself. And because that difference is actually not proportional in terms of the time it takes and in terms of the returns you're likely to get, it's often more beneficial to focus on the content more rather than the quality of that content. Because when you focus on producing more and more content, you're likely to get more and more rapid feedback, and eventually you would be able to understand what are the large thematic mistakes that are happening in any kind of content that you're producing. And that is when you can take steps to actually improve your content and scale it up even more. Whereas if you focus on the quality itself in the beginning, it's usually not as helpful because it restricts you from putting yourself out there. And that is often not helpful, especially when someone is starting out.